We're going to move on now to the next country. It's going to be Pakistan. And I'd like to invite now the country manager for Portia, Jamil Gohir. And I hope I pronounced your name correctly, Jamil.
Absolutely. Thank you, Robert. Thank you for starting this initiative, which is amazing, bringing in different countries together and helping all the IT professionals to connect and see what sort of common opportunities exist. Really appreciate this effort on part of the Brazilian IT Association. So I think if you can give me the right to share my screen, that would be helpful.
Done.
Awesome. So I will start with a quick video and then I'll jump into the presentation, and then we'll leave a few minutes for any questions around Pakistan and Pakistan's IT and tech. Are you guys still able to hear that or not?
Kind of, yes.
Going in and out.
It's better now.
From the majestic peaks of Karakoram to the deep blue Arabian Sea, Pakistan is not only home to breathtaking landscapes, but also to the limitless potential of its emerging IT industry, making it a perfect tech destination. With 64% of its 230 million population under the age of 30, Pakistan is the fourth largest English-speaking country by population. It has world-class universities producing over 25,000 skilled IT graduates, joining the existing 600,000 plus IT sector workforce annually. It is also the second largest supplier of online labor in software development and technology. One of the many strengths of Pakistan is its strategic location, lending it the time zone advantage. Its rich history, diverse cultures, flavorful cuisine, and unique wildlife, making it a great travel attraction. It is recognized as a top reformer in South Asia for ease of doing business. Pakistan offers exceptional IT services at lesser budgets by saving 70% operational costs, making it the second most financially attractive outsourcing destination. Its thriving IT industry exports to over 190 countries. It also boasts an advanced IT infrastructure with over 30 technology parks nationwide. Pakistan is known for its hospitality and encourages foreign investment. It offers 100% company ownership, and to promote IT exports, it offers a tax rate of as low as 0.25%. Also provides 100% repatriation of profits and dividends. Pakistan is taking the international stage by showcasing its enormous potential in the IT sector. GITEX 2022 was a phenomenal success. 55 companies from Pakistan participated in it and signed numerous deals in its unique connection lounge. Pakistan also hosted its first ever EBITDA Award 2022 and secured 7 Vinat and 13 Merit Awards. With Pakistan's increasing capability, reliability, and low-cost environment, we bring to you an ideal tech destination.
Sounds good. I hope the remaining part of the video was pretty audible. Are you guys still able to see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'll start with a brief introduction. PASHA is Pakistan IT Industry Association, the only IT association in Pakistan that is amalgamation of different IT companies. We are about 1,000 members strong. It's a non-profit body that basically takes on 3 major initiatives. One is a collective voice for all the member companies to take on different challenges and problems and work with the government to solve those problems for the IT sector. The second most important pillar is basically the global branding and the outreach, where we are trying to build the visibility for Pakistan all over the globe, and try to initiate all these different MOUs with different IT associations, as well as connect with different countries on different technology events and take our exhibitors as well as delegations to those events. The third important pillar that this IT industry is focused on is building the capacity, because globally, there is a lot of update in the technology sector. Different technology stacks are mushrooming every day. There's so much growth out there that unless we don't have a very keen eye on the emerging skill set required by the global markets, and we are not focused on building that capacity in-house, it's very tough to really stay abreast to all that competition out there. Hence, Pasha is very much focused on initiating different programs with academia, with private companies, with government, to support that capacity building within Pakistan. We, being the non-profit body, collaborate very actively with the Ministry of IT and Telecom, that is the government body. And then they have a collaborating platform called Pakistan Software Export Board. We connect with them and collaborate with them very actively on all our initiatives. We have our common theme platform, which is called Tech Destination Pakistan, which is jointly supported by Pasha and Pakistan Software Export Board, to make sure that we are visible globally in terms of bringing all the opportunities to Pakistan. I'll jump through some slides. This is again what Pasha is doing. Some of the numbers at glance. Again, just like Brazil and top 4 or 5 countries, we are very high in population. But the interesting part is that most of that population is our youth. About 63 to 70% are basically less than 35 years of age, and 50% are less than 25 years of age. So imagine that in the next 10 years time frame, a lot of young people are basically jumping into job sector, and the kind of acumen that we wish to develop in Pakistan is around technology and knowledge workers. So there is huge potential for Pakistan to really contribute to this market. We are already the world's second largest freelancing platform in the world, as ranked by different top freelancing platforms like Upwork and others. But then there are a lot of different IT companies that have evolved and emerged over time, and different startups that have emerged over time as well. This is primarily because English is a very core curriculum or core part of our curriculum in the schooling, early schooling as well as higher education. Most of those universities recognized by the Higher Education Commission are in English medium. About 173 HEC recognized universities out there, and then about 7 lakh annual graduates coming out of which 55,000 are hardcore computer science graduates. But then there is an additional, I would say 20 to 25,000 who are into different programs which are connected with technology. So it's collectively around 40 to 50,000 graduates coming out with the IT and technology skills. Of course, this entire thing is fueled by the last 10 years growth in mobile penetration, as well as 3G and 4G penetration. We are already eyeing on the 5G in the upcoming years. A significant percentage is using the broadband. This is previous numbers, but definitely over the last couple of years, the broadband has definitely, the penetration of broadband has increased massively in Pakistan. So these were some of the factors why Pakistan's tech sector has emerged over the last couple of decades. Again, similar numbers. One thing that needs to be understood here is that we are about 35 years old tech sector, I would say. This organization is about 35 years old, which is called Pasha. And just like our neighbors in India and Bangladesh, we also took on an early journey in IT and tech as a software outsourcing destination. The early decade was around building up companies who are servicing the larger companies, and a lot of different companies like Microsoft, Oracle, and likes of those had their offices. IBM, HP had their offices built here in Pakistan. And we kept on supporting those services until we recognized that, okay, we need to move from just a servicing platform to innovation and product development nation as well. Around 2010, there was significant focus on building startups and entrepreneurial culture here in Pakistan. And a lot of private, it actually started with a lot of academic incubators, but then a lot of private incubators as well as government-led incubators jumped in. There was this grant by the government of Pakistan that actually launched about 6 national incubation centers in different cities of Pakistan. And that actually fueled the entire growth. And all those services companies who were basically earning were the first kind of supporters to that entrepreneurial startup initiative, being the first angel investors. And that's where the whole ecosystem evolved. And today I can fairly confidently say that apart from scaling very quickly in terms of just being services sector focused, we have a lot of globally established products out there which are significantly scaling globally, solving global problems, but also a lot of startups who are focused on solving local Pakistani challenges as well. We have seen about 47% growth in year 2021. We do expect that this will continuously grow by 2025 onwards. We are eyeing that we should be about a $10 billion plus entity or industry. As of unofficial numbers, we rank around $6 to $6.5 billion at this moment in time. There are multiple current compositions of IT services exports which are happening from Pakistan. There are companies who are into artificial intelligence, blockchain, data science. This thing has definitely picked a couple of years. BPO services had been there since ever. A lot of top BPO companies are here in Pakistan. Gaming and animation sector is very strong sector in Pakistan. We, as of today, are one of the most important conferences, game development conference in US, San Francisco. Pakistan has a very strong contingent over there with 40 companies participating around game and animation. And they have been creating world-class outcomes through that. Mobile application, we have been very regular visitors to Mobile World Commerce in Barcelona. And a lot of companies are very much focused on those hardcore mobile applications. IT support services, system integration services, and then of course innovation and product services are out there. High-end software development, being the support platform for larger enterprise, Fortune 100, Fortune 500, Fortune 1000 companies here in Pakistan. A lot of work is happening. We have in fact fueled a few of the global unicorns like Kareem, like Fire. Kareem is a Uber for Middle East and leading, I would say, information security product company in the world. And interestingly, both of those companies were fueled through the initial product innovation and then continuous team supporting them from Pakistan. We feel that we had not been able to potential over the last take charge of our own destiny in terms of IT and tech. And IT industry is one of the most leading exporters here in Pakistan. We feel that we are like one of the next nations out there that can really bring in that kind of a transformation. Pakistan's macroeconomic environment is large. Again, some of the numbers that already been shared, they are one of the fueling numbers behind all this growth. The reason why I emphasize all of that time and again is that this not only highlights the opportunity of building up collaboration with Pakistani tech companies, but it also highlights the opportunity that technology companies with innovative products can come to Pakistan and set up their offices here and scale their marketing and sales initiatives here in Pakistan to solve local problems. There's a huge and tremendous potential out there. Again, some of those numbers which are out there, I can definitely share this presentation later on. But Pakistan is again growing rapidly in different figures. Again, what are the critical areas which have been able to build up as a strength for Pakistan? And we foresee that these areas transform the industry. E-commerce is naturally about 2 people as of official numbers, but I mean unofficial numbers are close to 240 million people. Huge potential for e-commerce to play, huge potential for fintech to play, and huge potential for logistics to play. Last mile delivery. There are a lot of startups who are trying to solve this problem. A lot of global startups can come and solve this problem for Pakistan. Fintech, Pakistan has one of the most stringent regulator out here, the State Bank of Pakistan. We have been able to control all those compliances that had not been there before. But globally now, we are one of the most compliant regulator in the world. And we are opening up in terms of our licenses for digital banking, for EMI licenses, and a lot of fintech globally are also trying to come to Pakistan and solve the online payment problem. Then there's a big digitization triangle: education tech, property tech, and health tech. Health tech as considered to be the next billion-dollar industry for Pakistan as well. A lot of room for disruption here in all these three different industries. And then electric triangle is basically the solar, e-mobility, and semiconductors. So this is where Pakistan sees a lot of strength and potential for collaboration, and of course open for anybody to come in and see how they can be able to get value out of it. We can give a lot of opportunity for international sector companies to come here. They can establish global supply chains, with Pakistan being one of the platforms. We have a very affordable cloud computing infrastructures out here. Locally, cloud companies, international companies and local companies are continuously building up their own cloud infrastructures. A lot of opportunity for global tech companies to come and build their IT infrastructures here to actually service the global economy. We have very solid, reliable cell networks. A lot of course, smartphone users and smartphone penetration is out there as well. So that highlights again the potential for Pakistan and potential that Pakistan has for other countries. I'll quickly move on to some global numbers. Recently, Pakistan has been ranked amongst the top 31 economies on the Global Services Location Index. Our ease of doing business has been opening up. You can actually repatriate 100% of the money. You can come in and establish a self-owned entity here in Pakistan, and the process is pretty straightforward. We have special technology zone initiative that has been launched in last couple of years, and that also gives you a lot of different benefits for establishing your presence here in Pakistan. Some of those success stories that include globally, Affinity is one of the unicorns that has roots to Pakistan and huge operations support from Pakistan. Netsol, one of the leading insurance tech provider, that is again a Pakistani company, also listed in NASDAQ. Infotech, a lot of financial tech solutions and products built by them that are being used by different stock exchanges and FBRs of different countries in Africa and other nations in South Asia. TPS Worldwide, Systems Limited. Systems Limited is one of the largest entities here, about 12,000 people, and I think they are the oldest and the largest in terms of service providing here in Pakistan. TRG, SNB Global, CureMD. CureMD is an award-winning leading healthcare provider. They have their entire operations being run and the product being developed here in Pakistan, and they are in business for the last 20 years, and one of the leading I would say healthcare platform in the US. Quixel Pakistan, Contour Software, 10 Pearls, Convo, a lot of other examples exist that have done well from Pakistan and are servicing globally. Some of those large scale international clients that exist that Pakistani companies has been servicing. International companies which are basically here in Pakistan, SAP, Teradata, Oracle, all these big names have offices here as well. And they're also providing a lot of services to the government sector as well as the business enterprise here in Pakistan. As I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of startups. The startup ecosystem has been growing, and then a lot of startup investors have jumped in as well. And there's a lot of foreign direct investment that has come in. Some of those names exist: ePlanet Ventures, Process, Sarmayakar, Karwan, all of these are first round capital. Some of them are the international investors and some of them are Pakistani investors. So some success stories that had happened in the past. Alibaba acquired Draz, one of the e-commerce platforms, few years ago. And Financials again acquired one of the mobile money platform, EasyPaisa. Zameen.com is one of the largest property tech portal here in Pakistan, which is now established in about more than a dozen countries. And their platform is supporting, I mean, you can come to, if you have to buy any property in Pakistan, that's the only portal that comes into play, and you can come there, see what's going on, and then narrow down your options. Airlift had been a great success, but then failed last year. We're able to raise about close to $90 million here in Pakistan. In fact, more than $100 million in Pakistan over different rounds. But unfortunately, the last mile delivery had a bad year in 2022 and they had to shut down. But that opened up a lot of other entrepreneurs to trailblaze and see where they can reach out in terms of scaling their organizations. Again, some of those numbers that exist, continuously investments are coming in over the last 4 or 5 years, from few $100,000 to $1 million to $100 million to $365 million back in 2021. In 2022 had even more than this number. We have yet to update this slide. So again, I mean, similarly, if you see, we are a bit late in terms of this innovation and solving all these larger problems, like travel tech problems, like hotel tech problems, like property tech, like logistics tech. All of these opportunities exist here in Pakistan to scale and solve the businesses here. Local companies are, of course, working towards it, but great opportunity for international companies to come and collaborate as well. So I'll just stop here, and I'm open to any questions that anybody want to ask around opportunities in Pakistan, and happy to connect later as well. I've already shared my LinkedIn address on the chat box.
Thank you very much, Jamil. So I'm going to kick right off and ask you, where do you see, from Pakistan's standpoint, the low-hanging fruit as far as different markets around the world? What is the short-term aim, focus that Pakistan has?
So the way we are working for the next 2 to 3 years, we have narrowed down about 20 countries. Of course, US, UK, some of the countries in Europe like Germany and Nordic, and then a lot of countries in the Middle East. They are the most important countries for us. Most imports from Pakistan in IT sector are happening in these countries, and we are trying to double down and triple down in those countries. More focused is there. But then we have another emerging 10 countries where we are trying to open up our relationship, like Japan, like Brazil, like few other countries in the Far East, as well as Europe, where there is a lot of potential. There are a lot of imports happening in those countries, and we are trying to build those collaborations to open up and scale those markets.
Very good. You mentioned 2 countries, Brazil and Japan, that definitely in a different way, but both have a strong business culture that needs alignment. Is this something that Portia has already seen and is doing something about it, how they're going to mitigate the cultural differences and be on par?
Yes. So, for example, I'll give you an example for Japan. We were not doing anything in Japan. Hardly any company was doing any collaborative services. 4 or 5 years ago, we took a delegation to Japan. We worked with their government. We worked with their international business development organizations, and tried to open up a dialogue around potential of Pakistani IT to support the emerging needs for Japan. Interestingly, Japan is one of the top 10 IT importers in the world, IT services importers in the world. And most of that work is happening from countries in the Far East, but then the demand is not being fulfilled. So we continuously built up that collaborative effort. Japan sent some of those, some of their I would say, resources here to Pakistan. They helped their companies to establish few offices here in Pakistan. That cross-cultural development started happening. And as of this year, we are participating in delegation as well as exhibition to one of their top IT events happening in Tokyo next month.
So if you were to bet on a single country to be the first line of attack, which country would Pakistan select?
Naturally, US. That has the largest potential and appetite for growth for any country and any company, by the way.
Okay, but then let's consider that US is not available. What would be a second country?
For Pakistan, I think probably UK or Middle East. In Saudi Arabia, there are two emerging nations where there's a lot of tech happening, and Pakistan is already very strong in terms of their tech provision. However, I think we need to look into other continents as well. Australia is pretty untapped. Brazil is pretty untapped in South America. And we have to look into Asia itself, like China and Japan and Korea, who are like emerging nations out there. So somewhere between this pool of countries, we will pick few countries to really focus on.
Very good, Jamil. Great presentation. We would definitely ask you that later you make this available so we can share it across. And now I'm going to open to your three companies, and we're going to be on the clock. 5-minute pitch, 5-minute Q&A.
Sounds good. Do you want to pick, or shall I just introduce them?
You introduce them, I clock them.
Awesome. So I think we can start with Farooq Osman, who is running a very interesting organization called Bionics. And that's one of its kind, a very high-tech, and I'll let him jump in and introduce and keep that surprise for him to open up. Over to you, Farooq.
Thank you. So my background is I'm a software engineer and I have a master's from Harvard. I'm sitting in Chicago here. And the reason I started this company is my loved one needed a dialysis machine, and I figured out there's no way to get dialysis machines for 75% of the world population. The particular kind of a technology that I was talking about and working on. My quick introduction is 62% of our dialysis machines which are getting sold in America, I have some contribution to that. So I come from that background, started as a software engineer, but pivoted into medical devices. So I started this company, and here we have an office in Chicago and one office in Pakistan. So let me go really quick. So I was thinking it's 10 minutes, but I just learned it's 5 minutes plus 5 minutes. So so let me get stuff out of the way.
If you have a small video, you can show that video as well.
Yeah, so yes, we can share that as well. So what we're doing is, this was a picture of a child, and I'm sure that we must have cases like this one in Brazil and all over the world. I know this problem exists. And we took our machine, we saved his life. He would have died without Bionics technologies. And so I won't go into medical detail. This is our research facility in Lahore, Pakistan, which cost me 5 salaries in America, equivalent of 5 salaries what I have to pay to sustain 80 engineers and doctors, nurses. And we not only work in software, we also work in mechanical, electrical, plastics, all sorts of stuff. We have to make a whole machine. So it's an example of a hardware startup and a medical device startup. So I was in US. I was involved in medical devices, 9 FDA approvals. I had been in this space for quite a while, so I know how to get this done. So there's a lot of stuff happening in US. That's where we are launching this product in US. 8.4 million people out of 11 do not get dialysis, they just die. And then the technologies that we are using in America are 40-year-old in the finest of the finest clinics. So we are coming up with brand new technologies. So there's a story of Alex Ajar, American, I would skip through this, Secretary of Health and Human Services. Pretty much his father suffered the same things that my loved one suffered. And then they passed executive orders through US government, which will open up the market for us. I will skip this one. And this is a $120 billion industry. And that's what we did. We proved that we can have a portable device where you don't have to go to a dialysis center. You can get dialysis at home. And it's needle-free and it's bloodless. So 78% Pakistanis, Indian, and Bangladeshi, and I'm sure Brazilians as well, get hepatitis C from the dialysis center. and a lot of them get HIV as well. So the technology that we are bringing in is completely bloodless. So I will skip the numbers. I will go through that. And why we did this, I told you earlier, I lost the loved ones, and that's my squad, my wife and my kids who left their life to start this between Pakistan and US. So this is the factory that we built. This is the patient we're doing. These are our 2 R&D centers. And then we got certification for TUV Austria. We got approvals in Pakistan. We are submitting to FDA for our product line in Q2 timeframe. And this is phenomenal team. And this is in Lahore. And this is a US congressperson visiting Pakistan and doing inauguration for one of our facilities. So if you see the opportunities, each phase on the picture is under 30-year-old. We hired and trained every single engineer. And that was a phenomenal experience, because if I go to India, I have partners who are from India. I would be competing against Apple, Microsoft, Google, and those companies to hire the talent. In Pakistan, we have the same similar talent, but we are not competing with those big guns. So the opportunity is to go in and acquire this talent. Just to give you one example, this lady we trained as an attorney, and instead of paying like American law firm, she files our patents from Pakistan. So, and then this nephrologist is a top nephrologist that so every person out there is very trainable, and that's what the opportunity is. And that's the end result. We changed the life of this guy, and he was suffering really bad. Now he plays soccer with his son. He's back on his feet. And there's a product line coming one by one. This one is done. This one is getting submitted, and their roadmap for next few years. And I can tell you just 1 second last is kidney failure patients have worse survival than cancer, and we can fix that and we will improve that. So these are the reasons why people die, and we will fix it. That's another topic for a couple of hours, and how we will do it. And we have a major impact on the environmental waste as well. So technologies we are coming up will remove 120 million PVC bags and 75 million tubing sets going into the landfill. And team is phenomenal in US and Pakistan, both places. And launching in Pakistan first, already serving patients, then going to US, then going to Middle East, and then Europe is our last destination. This is our factory in Lahore, and this is our research facility in Lahore. And I'm gonna just skip that. I'm over 5 minutes, so we'll cut it short. We can't hear you, sir.
Robert, you're mute.
Yeah, you do have 10 minutes total.
Oh,
You're
sorry.
just going to subtract from your questions time.
Okay.
It's up to you.
That's okay. So I would take some questions, because we have a software team, we have a mechanicals team, we have electrical team, we have plastics, thermodynamics, all those engineers, including microbiologists, nursing staff, to build a whole hardware. And that's where I picked Pakistan over any other country to set up our backend. And I will take questions, because it's kind of a not pure software AI space. I would like to answer what you want to ask. So far, I'm enjoying my tech destination as Pakistan.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, Farooq, and a great journey. Very important one, saving lives. One question I would have is that, are you aware that there are probably similar trails that you have to follow for like USDA approval? Like in Brazil, we have a sanitary body called Anvisa. So I'm wondering how much, considering that you're a global company already, how much have you learned about these different geographies and their requirements?
So we are going one by one. Usually there is two main leaders in the space. One is EU, European Union, and other is FDA. So there is always a process for every medical device to show your FDA credentials and fill up some paperwork and get the approval. And there may be some extra work, but that's usually not a lot. That's why we picked FDA as a strategy. So once you get that check, any company that I worked in, they never had to go through a lot, even to get into Brazil or any other Southern American country. I know there's some work, but not a lot.
So, what is it which countries that you see that you have a faster possibility of hit the ground running?
So we are starting in Bangladesh as well. And then we have plans to look into South America as well. But the problem is so big and so wide, this technology, even we cannot even run fast enough to capture everywhere in the world. So another way you do is you go to big conferences, and there's a special conferences where you give the country dealership called Arab Health or Medica in Germany. Then the partner comes in, they take your technology and take it to their country. So that's medical device distribution service.
Got it. Yeah, it's a very specific type of niche market, although very large and rewarding. Yeah, let me open to the floor. Anyone else have any questions they'd like to make? Okay, so how often are you, so in these other countries that you're looking at, you do have local partners as well?
Yes.
And on distribution of medical devices, they need to be.
Yes. Local partner helps a lot. They know the inside out of the country, the culture and everything. And it's just better to share the pie and let them do the work.
Yeah. Well, one thing I do need to warn you about Brazil, a challenge going forward, and perhaps this is also true to other geographies, is the tariff system. And how that applies. You know, in Brazil, we have kind of an obsolete tariff table, and we're trying to change that because it has old wording. It doesn't apply anymore. Sometimes you have a hard time in trying to actually match what you have and what category they have in their on their table. How much of that you've been able to already secure in the different geographies that you are contemplating?
Secured, you're talking about
Understanding the tariff table?
Yeah, so we go by United Nations has its own medical device table, so which is very well established all over the world. So in that we don't have an issue so far.
I see. So there's special treatment for the type of application and appliance that you're providing. So there's some form of exemption,
right,
in different countries.
Yeah.
Because
it's life-saving. You can get to even countries even if you don't have approval. If you put a case that I can save this life, even a hospital can give an authorization anywhere in the world, even without approval, you can save a life.
Yeah, very good. Thank you very much, Farouk. Anybody else? Otherwise, we'll move. Okay, Farouk, thank you very much.
Yep.
Jamil, next company.
Yes, thank you, Farouk. Now I'll call Junaira Umar from the Square Peg. They are a marketing tech company, and I'll let her take the floor.
Thank you so much. Let me share my screen. Give me just 1 second. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So first of all, thank you so much, Robert, Assespro, and Jamil Gohir for providing me with this opportunity. So my name is Junaira Umar, and I am the CEO and co-founder of the Square Peg, which is Pakistan's first presidential award-winning women-led B2B digital marketing agency with clients local as well as internationally. So the main reason for founding the Square Peg was that I was working as a digital marketer in the North American market, and I found a gap in terms of best practices in Pakistan, which is why the Square Peg was started. But then a secondary objective crept in, that is providing opportunities to the dormant workforce in Pakistan. Sadly, in Pakistan, despite efforts from Pasha and the government, the representation of women, especially in tech, is the lowest in South Asia. So we are working on providing an inclusive work model where women can work with us remotely and through flexible work opportunities. So why the Square Peg? As the name indicates, you must have heard the phrase that a square peg doesn't fit in a round hole. Similarly, we believe that why fit in when you can stand out? Because that is, after all, the purpose of marketing. I have heard a lot of my peers here who are looking to enter the North American market, and I believe that with our personalized and customized strategies and execution, we can aid them in fulfilling this objective. The services that we offer include digital marketing, which is end-to-end marketing from strategies to execution to lead generation. Then we also offer web development and software development services, PR management, where we aim to build a good image of your brand in the market, media production, where we create DVCs, TVCs for you. And our last service is impact development, where we help you create your CSR program and help you meet your SDG goals. This is just a limited glimpse of our client wall. We have clients who are operating in the edtech space, in the legal tech space, as well as in health tech. We either provide end-to-end marketing services to our clients, or we help supplement their marketing strategies. So for example, for some clients, our KPIs would be that we increase the VC interest by 900%. Or for some, it will be as simple as generating 75 PR links for them. So it really depends on the client, and we provide them the services that they require. In a short period of 3 years, we have received awards and from both local and international. So we believe in hitting the triple bottom line. So in terms of impact, profit obviously is the most important one, and we have seen a 105% increase in our revenue. And similarly, we have also helped our partners increase their bottom line. In terms of people, I am currently enrolled in an accelerator program called Vital Voices, where over 100 plus women from all around the world are working on ways to improve their impact within the community. We've also launched a mentorship and outreach program that helps upskill the youth and women. When we come to the third bottom line, that's the planet. Our hybrid work model ensures that our footprint on the environment is minimalized. We also are partnering with our clients to help them provide renewable energy to the planet, to the people in their surroundings. These are some of the SDG goals that we are targeting and aiming to fulfill with the help of our partners, both local and international. In terms of our future plans, obviously we are already registered in the US, and we plan to go to market to more international markets, including the MENA region. We also plan to expand and develop our skills for emerging technologies, and also keep creating impact and help our partners develop an impact as well. So how we can partner with companies here in this presentation, in this meeting, is that we can be your marketing partner and help you go to market, especially in the North American region, because that's where most of our expertise and our clients are. So I think that's about it at the square peg. This is just a glimpse of our team. As you can see, we're more of women as compared to men, and that's it. Let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you very much, Anira. Sorry for the noise, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, but someone has something going on behind me here. I can't control. So you are looking to impact the profit of organizations. How much does that require that you understand more about their particular businesses, Anira?
Sorry, could you repeat the question, Robert, because you were breaking up a little?
Yes, I was trying to determine, considering that you have a positioning that you're trying to impact profit of your clients. Yeah. I understand that to impact profit, you need to understand also about their business and how they actually run it. So how much business expertise in different segments have you been able to acquire so far?
So essentially, when we start off creating our marketing strategy, what we do first is that we try to understand the company and the company goals and their marketing objective. And then we formulate a marketing strategy that works very closely with their sales department, with their finance department, in order to develop a strategy that's all encompassing and helps them achieve their revenue goals as well. So for every client, we need to acquire domain knowledge across all verticals in order to create a strategy that really works. And for that, we work very closely with all of their departments and help them to meet their revenue goals.
And you have an office in New York, and you have your headquarters.
We are registered. No, so we are registered in the US. We are still to set up an office there. It's not a physical office there as yet. Our headquarters are in Islamabad, Pakistan, and we are still registered in the US.
So how many clients do you have in the US today?
So we are a boutique marketing agency. We just take on at the most 6 to 8 retainers. So currently in the US, we have 2 clients. Other than that, we have clients in Europe as well as Australia and Pakistan.
Is there any particular concentration of companies in a particular segment in your portfolio today?
So as I said, our niche would be edtech primarily. And then we also have clients from the legal tech space. Previously, we've worked with health tech. So right now I would rate edtech as the highest percentage of clients that we have, followed by legal tech.
So ed tech would be definitely a low-hanging fruit for you, trying to look for other geographies.
Absolutely, absolutely. I believe that's where our expertise are for sure.
Okay. Well, Zanira, thank you very much. Anyone else like to jump in and make a question? Okay, Zanira, again, thank you.
Thank you so much, Robert,
looking forward
for
to
providing me with the opportunity.
Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Our last company will be Cloud Lead. It's a sales tech platform. I'll ask Salman to take it up.
Hi guys, and thank you so much, Jamil, for giving me this opportunity to speak about my company and all the products and services that we have. So yeah, I represent Cloud Lead. I'm the VP of Sales and one of the co-founders at Cloud Lead. We actually provide services. We help customers. Apart from B2B data that's human verified, we also provide certain services related marketing. We provide sales services, and we love to work with those companies which actually need assistance regarding different kind of data attributes, or maybe when they're stuck with their marketing capabilities and they need somebody to consult them and to help them with new techniques. So we have actually worked with almost 450 US customers in the span of 12 years. We have a very huge network of customers currently we're working with. We have a registered company in US, and apart from that, we also have some enterprise customers we are currently working with, such as PayPal, Amazon, FedEx. And the only challenge with those companies, I realize, is see, let's be very vocal and upfront about it. The challenge is not databases. They have the ample amount of budget to spend on databases, but I feel that relevant challenge is where they can partner with somebody who can help them in getting the custom data points. Now, if we talk about custom data points, that could be channel optimized data where we give recommendations as to which channel would be preferable in getting the business from. So this is where we are. We have a team of 100 and 100 researchers, and on top of that, we have a team of 10, 12 marketing and sales people. So we are a total team of 120 people. We have a registered office in US and California. We have a registered office in Canada, soon to be, and then we have a registered office in Pakistan. So all the team is based in Pakistan, and majority of the team, the tech related and the sales team, that's based out of US. So let me just share my screen and give you a brief overview. Let me know when you're able to see my screen.
It's not showing up.
I think there's a glitch. It's not working. I think there's a glitch that's not working for some reason. Although I shared my screen, but the document is
You want
not
to send it
working.
over WhatsApp for us and we
Yeah,
present it
I
to Jamil?
can. Yeah, definitely. I'll send you over. In the meantime, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those. Yes, can you hear me, Robert?
I can't hear you. I have not received anything. We can also send over the chat box if you like.
Uh, okay, let me just do that. Okay, I think I shared. Let me know if you guys have reviewed.
Uh,
It hasn't
yeah.
up yet. So Salman, is it okay if you can just walk us through the core concepts around what your organization is especially specialized in, as well as the kind of process, the way you take on clients and how you serve them, and kind of ROI that you are able to build for them?
Absolutely. See, currently the problem stands with most of the, I mean, obviously after COVID, there's a very big gap between the team of SDRs and the valuable data. So this is the gap where we come in. We fill this gap. We provide the SDR support. We provide them with the channel optimized data. That's a very relevant service we have launched recently, I would say in 2021, in late 2021 and 2022, and that's, I think, the best product so far. So how we help those customers, for instance, if a company has a database and if they have a team of 10 SDRs, but eventually if the data is not accurate, that's 50% what do you call it, inaccurate data. So the SDRs end up wasting time going through each and every lead. So we have a solution, although we have a database, but we have a solution where the humans go individually through each and every lead. They clean the data, they channel optimize the data, and then they give a strong trigger or an intent based data point that this is the data you can use through cold call. Maybe this data could be used through email cadence, or maybe you can just do the LinkedIn outreach through data. Now, the another challenge what most of our customers facing currently is custom leads. Again, most of the databases, they are not providing custom data points. Custom data points could be anything. If they need to have how many, what's the current job posting a company has, a company requires. Another pain point would be sales and marketing figures. The third concern would be the mobile phone numbers or the direct dials. If we give 100%, if I come and if I say, I mean, this is what we pitch to customers, and this is why most of the big companies are working with us. They have existing databases and they have about 40% of the numbers which turn out to be bad. So what we do is we call those numbers, we validate the number, and we do the proper mapping. By mapping, we mean if we do not have the right number, the direct dial or the mobile number, what we do is we map the exact person. We try to make the prospect reachable through the company main phone number, and we give the directions. Then the recent case study, the use case study we have is with FedEx. We were actually able to close a massive deal with FedEx, and their only challenge was they had 70 million leads in their system, but they were not able to find a solution where somebody could help them to add the custom data points and also enrich the data. Now, that obviously requires human effort since they have the data from APAC region. And we, as a company, we not only are restricted to North America, but we also cover many different geographical regions such as Canada, APAC, such as APAC region, MENA region, and Australia, ANZ, and South America as well. So, to name a few customers who actually trust our capabilities, those are Booking.com, Slack. In Europe, that's Costantino. In US, that's Smartsheet, Gong.io, Amplitude, FedEx, PayPal, Amazon, and we have potentially seen after specifically after COVID, there's a demand of human verified leads. Actually, most of the people they want to have support in terms of virtual assistant or in terms of data researchers. Apart from data services, we also offer the virtual assistant services who can help them with the lead gen aspects, who can help them with marketing capabilities, and who can also help them with the cleaning of data. So my concern is the companies who we are working with, and also I think it's their concern. They actually help getting a database at an annual subscription, but what happens? They end up wasting time since the SDRs do not have data, and that's the ideal time where we sell our services and where we actually give them a solution which is half half the price, and the services absolutely make sense in terms of relevance and accuracy. So we have the retainer. If we talk about retainer customers, we have approximately 20 to 30 retainer customers, and we have grown in terms of revenue in 2021 and 2022, and we have also grown in terms of team. So we have smart and creative people working with us. We have a huge lead gen team who actually can speak well and take the services, take the marketing services of any company to a next level and help them help the customers to get the most beneficial outcome in terms of ROI with less team at the end, obviously.
All right. All right. Thank you, Salman. Robert, open for questions.
Yes, so Salman, you
Mhm.
mentioned that you have over 450 customers in the US in the last 10
We
years.
have, yeah, we have worked, I think, with more than 450 customers in US for the last 12, in the span of 12 years.
So in which line of service there's more need among these companies?
I think that could be any sector, but mostly we are working with retail, manufacturing, healthcare, technology companies. One of my favorite customer right now is a New York-based customer. His name is David Miller. He's the CEO of Label, a clothing brand, and I enjoy working with him. The reason why, he loves to have consultation. He is open to think about creative ways and he's open to understand new ideas. So that's the best part, I would say, about the customers we have been working with in US primarily.
So would it be fair to say that this particular persona that you just described, his profile is one in which he has little information and knowledge on digital marketing and data processing, and that's why he consults?
Actually, no. I think he's a very smart guy. He has a lot of knowledge on the data side. He has an extensive knowledge on the digital marketing side, but still he's open to understand and listen to new ideas. So he actually had no constraints when it came to data, but we helped him in a different segment. We gave him the virtual assistant support that helped his company to expand the services, expand the marketing efforts. We're not helping him with the data side, by the way. We are only giving out the virtual assistant service. So our team members are working on the software that he is using, and he actually wants to onboard more people because he thinks that being the Pakistani people, they're smart, they're creative, and they can understand the dynamics what the customer is wanting actually.
So share with our audience, how do you acquire these 400 plus customers in 12 years?
There are different ways to acquire customers. Since we are a data company, we do outbound marketing efforts for ourselves. We do inbound marketing efforts for ourselves. We have several ways to actually onboard new customers. There's a proper marketing team who runs ads on Quora, who who works through digital marketing. Then we have a team of cold callers who just pick up the phone, do a cold call, and try to onboard a customer. Then we have some overseas marketing professionals who have partnered with us. We are giving them a percentage of profit, and they actually pass on the customer to us, and we close the deal. So there are a lot of avenues through which we actually do the business development.
Yeah, so if you're looking for establishing a partner, let's say here in Brazil, what would be the ideal partner profile?
Actually, somebody who okay, that's a very interesting question. Who actually understands the B2B space? I mean, if in Brazil, if there is somebody who can speak about the marketing lead gen services, consultation, or virtual assistant services, I think that could be a potential big market. And by the way, we do have a few customers, and that's something I would like to add in here. We do have a few customers from Brazil, and this actually happened in the end of 2022. We were able to onboard not much, but two customers from Brazil also.
Very good, Salman. So you're breaking the ice. I'm glad to hear that. Right?
Thank you so much, Robert.
Yeah, very good. Congratulations. We have come up to our time. We're coming up now to one first little break, so we can stretch our legs and take care of our physiological needs or do whatever we have to do, and come back in 10 minutes. And then we'll continue with Portugal, next country in line. Anyone like to make a comment before I may move forward? Jamil?
Thank you, Robert, for giving Pakistan an opportunity, and looking forward to hear from other countries. All the best.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robert.
And, we're not going to disconnect this platform right now. It will stay on. And we're just having 10 minutes for stretching the legs and come back.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.